Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that I believe will define the next decade for all of us. I'm talking about a massive financial shift on the horizon, one that is projected to hit its stride around 2026. This is you and I about fear-mongering, or predicting a crash. It's about understanding a powerful trend that will create unprecedented opportunities for those who are prepared. So, grab a notebook, because what we're about to discuss could fundamentally change your financial future. So what is this big trend? In a word, decentralization, but not just in the way you might think, like with crypto. This is a much broader, more profound shift happening across multiple sectors. For decades, our financial world has been built on centralized institutions, big banks, large corporations, and government bodies that act as intermediaries. They control the flow of money, data, and power. But technology, particularly blockchain, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, is chipping away at this old foundation. Think about it. We're moving from a world where you need a bank to get a loan to a world of decentralized finance, or DeFi, where you can borrow directly from a pool of funds provided by people just like you, all governed by smart contracts. We're moving from needing a massive corporation to handle supply chains, to a world where a blockchain can track a product from a small farmer's field directly to your table, ensuring transparency and fair pay. This isn't science fiction. The building blocks are being laid right now. The year 2026 is significant because many analysts believe it's the tipping point. By then, the technology will be more mature, user-friendly, and integrated into our daily lives. Regulations, which are currently a gray area, will likely be clearer, providing a more stable environment for growth. Early adopters who are positioning themselves now will be in the prime spot to ride this wave. So, what does this decentralization trend actually look like in practice? And how can you get involved? Let's break it down into a few key areas. First, as I mentioned, is decentralized finance, or This is perhaps the most explosive area. Imagine earning interest rates on your savings that are 10, 20, or even 50 times higher than what your traditional bank offers. This is possible in DeFi through concepts like staking and yield farming. Instead of your money sitting in a bank's vault, earning the money, you're putting your assets to work directly within the ecosystem, and you're the one who reaps the rewards. Of course, the risks are higher, but the potential upside is astronomical. Platforms like AB, Compound, and Uniswap are the pioneers here, essentially building a new, open financial system from the ground up. Second, let's talk about the creator economy and ownership. This is where NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, come in, but go way beyond just digital art. Think about a musician. Traditionally, they'd sign with a record label, which would take a huge cut of their earnings. With NFTs, that musician can sell their album directly to their fans. The fans get a unique, ownable piece of digital media, and the artist gets to keep the vast majority of the revenue. This applies to writers, filmmakers, designers, any creator. It is a seismic shift from renting access on platforms like Spotify or Netflix to truly owning digital assets. This creates a much deeper connection between creators and their communities. The third area is data sovereignty. Right now, tech giants like Google and Facebook own your data. They monetize your clicks, your searches, your likes, and you see very little of that value. The decentralized web, often called Web 3, aims to flip this model on its head. Imagine a browser that pays you for your attention, or a social network where you own your profile and your content, and you can choose to monetize it yourself or take it with you to another platform. Projects like Brave Browser and Decentralized Identity Solutions are making this a reality. By 2026, the idea of giving away our personal data for free might seem as outdated as using a floppy disk. So, the big question is, how do you prepare for this? It feels huge and technical, but the steps you can take today are actually quite simple. The number one thing is education. Don't just jump in and buy a random cryptocurrency because someone on social media told you to. Spend time learning the fundamentals. What is a blockchain? What is a smart contract? What is the difference between Bitcoin and There are tons of incredible free resources on YouTube, podcasts, and blogs dedicated to breaking down these concepts in simple terms. Dedicate just a few hours a week to learning, and you'll be ahead of 99% of the population. Once you have a baseline understanding, the next step is to get some hands-on experience. But start small. And I mean really small. Think of it as you're learning money, an amount you are completely comfortable with losing. Maybe it's $50 or $100. Set up a digital wallet like Meta. Buy a small amount of a major cryptocurrency like Ethereum on a reputable exchange. Try sending it to your wallet. Then maybe interact with a well-established DeFi protocol. Try swapping one token for another on a decentralized exchange. The goal here isn't to make a profit. It's to understand the process, to see how the mechanics work firsthand. This practical experience is invaluable and will demystify the entire space for you. Now let's look at the bigger picture and longer-term strategies. As you become more comfortable, you can start thinking about how to allocate a small percentage of your investment portfolio to this space. Financial advisors often talk about diversification, and for the modern investor, having some exposure to digital assets is becoming a key part of that. This doesn't mean going all in. For most people, a small allocation, maybe 1 to 5% of their portfolio, is a prudent way to gain exposure to the potential upside while managing risk. Look for projects with strong fundamentals, active development teams, and real-world use cases. Don't chase hype. Invest in value. Another powerful strategy is to think about your career and skills. This new decentralized economy is creating jobs that didn't exist 5 years ago. There's a massive demand for blockchain developers, smart contract auditors, community managers for decentralized projects, and Web3 marketing specialists. If you're in tech, learning a language like Solidity could be a game changer for your career. If you're in finance, understanding DeFi protocols will be essential. If you're in marketing, learning how to build a community around a token or NFT project is a highly valuable skill. The opportunities to upskill and pivot into this booming industry are immense. Ultimately, the 2026 financial shock isn't an event to be feared. It's a trend to be embraced. The transition from a centralized to a decentralized world will be bumpy, and there will be risks and volatility along the way. But the fundamental direction is clear. Power is shifting from the few to the many, creating a more open, transparent, and equitable financial landscape. The people who take the time to understand this shift, to educate themselves, and to get involved early, even in a small way, are the ones who will be in the best position to benefit. Don't be a passive observer watching the world change around you. Be an active participant. Start your learning journey today. The future is arriving faster than we think, and by 2026, the financial world could look very different. The question is, will you be ready for it? Thanks so much for watching. I hope this gave you a clear roadmap for what's coming and how you can prepare. If you found this valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building your financial future. Let me know in the comments what part of this decentralization trend you're most excited about. I'll see you in the next video.